I even continue this live real quick, somebody said, what you cooking? I am cooking rice and peas, brown stew fish, chicken, and oxtail. Because people in my house is funny and I can't take the talking. Uno want fish, them want chicken, and uno want chicken, them want oxtail. So I like to cook different meats. And I myself, I like to dabble in a lot of different things. But let me just jump into why I'm really here. So most of the times when I go live, a lot of you guys, you take away only the little mix apart from the live. This live, what I want you to take away from it is the power of God. Today is Sunday, you know. When we get up this morning, I worship. And you finish worship, you know, you check up walk one, and I got a message from someone. When I got the message, I realized that I serve a powerful God. See, many of you see this thing happening with me, and you don't even see the grace of God. You don't even see the power of God. You only see you only see the talking points. But when I finish this live, I want you to take away from it that Jesus is King, that there is a God, and that there's only one God. Because many people are making it look like enough God, but there's only one God. I'm going to continue to say that. You know, this person that I'm about to go live with, I've never met them before. I don't know him. And I find myself in a situation where I came out and I openly spoke about what happened to him. When we come out and we talk about what happened to this person, the accuser came out with a fake document. Talk about, oh, I'm gonna sue you. But that's why I want you guys to take away the power of God. Because this particular person is acting like them a God. And this particular person I go around and manipulate people to have a fear over them. But I only fear God. And I only fear the power of God. And on this Sunday morning, we don't wait till Monday. But we have to show you the prophecy of God and the power of God. Because once again, this person that I'm going live with, I do not know him. But God sent him right on the doorstep. So again, before we even continue, we want you to realize my God will be worshipped, which is Jesus the King. How powerful he is. Spice Official, that stat said we held this for 3 years. Hold on 1 second. When you know me, then if you use them, stop me. So just give me a second. That's why. Okay, so now I gotta switch camera. See, I'm on live on 2 phones for a reason today. Say hi to each other. Which means I can't go live on TikTok. I know them that gonna come with them crews to block me. So everybody on TikTok gotta meet me on Instagram live. Lava, happy Sunday. You're gonna want to see this. Stay tuned. Hold on. I don't know. I don't really know if you don't use them something, but we're gonna figure it out today. Hold on. Okay, hold on a second. So many people. Why is someone trying to always request to go live with me? I found it. Stop. You gotta come on Instagram. I went live on purpose on 2 phones. Let me know if you see. I just accepted it. Okay. I got you right there. Let me switch camera. Hold on. Let me switch phones. Hold on. I knew that when I went over TikTok, they would have reported me live because they have a gang of people that they work with. But I'm going to tell them about the power of God and they don't understand. So if you want to stay on TikTok, you can. I got 2 phones today. Hold on. Hi. You feeling?
you know. I feel.
Well, I just want to you don't know me and I don't know you. But first, I want to say thank you for just reaching out. Thank you for putting on a brave face. I also know that you are going to be nervous. You're going to feel, sad and down. And it's taking a lot for you to do this. But I want to say thank you for being a voice for the voiceless, because that's what you're doing right now. You're being a hero. So to put on your brave face to come forward, I really, really want to say I respect that for you. And I'm with you. I'm here.
People, one for the youth, this is RT trouble.
I mean, I know everybody probably wondering why I'm choosing to speak up now. Because honestly, this is something that I have kept with myself for years. It wasn't until probably like 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, that I told my mom about it, and I told her to kind of get it off my chest, because for me,
Yo,
it was
sure,
a lot
alive
of things that I was finally opening up to do. Like,
RT must go down.
long story short, basically.
What would you? You're on.
Crying.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Basically, I'll just start from when it happened, when I met him. I met him like around the beginning of 2016.
Who did you meet in 2016?
RT, boss. So I met him around like 2016.
I don't know why the part makes so much
And it was
noise.
like a group of people that I met along with him. Throughout that time, me and my mom and him got like close, because he was basically doing what he, claimed he do, like spiritually leading her. So the first incident that happened, we had went to Miami, but we had drove there. At the time, me and my mom, we couldn't fly there or fly back because of like personal reasons. With that being said, the person that drove us down there to drive us back, they basically started saying their car was acting up, so we were stuck down there. So at the time, she was cool with him, and she was explaining the story of how we were stuck down there. So he offered to come pick us up. He came in this, I think it was an SUV. It was like one of them eight-seater trucks. It was me, my mom, my sister, my best friend, and my sister's father. And he had came along with somebody else. Throughout the trip, like each time that we would stop, if I was sitting like in the back seat, he would come in the back seat. But the next time.
What is going on? What is going on?
We stopped and I moved to the front.
My reporter live over this too.
No man, this not look safe.
It goes with them out. Open at the door.
Hello?
You're freezing up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you froze up a while ago.
Sorry about that. What was the last thing?
You
What was the last
said
thing?
you were driving, you were on a trip. Every time you go in the back seat, you also come in the back seat.
Each time when I switched seats, he would switch seats too. One of the times we stopped at the gas station, he basically came in and he did it to me and my best friend. To where it's like, he pulled me to the side and was like, I'm feeling something in your spirit. And I was just like, no, what are you talking about? Then he was basically proceeded to say, I know you're gay, and I know you don't want your family to know. At the time, I was like in the closet. I feel like everybody that has Caribbean parents know how it is coming out to Caribbean parents. So that was one of my biggest fears growing up. Like, with that being said, halfway through the trip, when the trip was finishing, I fell asleep and I woke up and
So,
like his hand.
how old were you? How old were you at that time?
I was around 17.
17.
I was around 17.
Okay. I don't know how
So
to.
then I woke up.
They're telling me to turn off the comments, but I don't know how to. How do I turn off the comments, guys?
Yeah.
I'm not
So the next
sure.
thing. Guys, this is the man who RT
How I
did
turn the
it
comments off?
too.
Honestly,
So share out the live
comments
for
is
me now,
not bothering me
please.
because
Okay.
this is something that, like, if I wanted to speak about this, I could have spoke about this before when it happened. I would have never waited years. My mother just found out 2 years ago. This happened in 2017.
Yeah.
So after that incident happened, I woke up and I seen his hands on me. It was kind of like I pushed him away, and it was like I
Yeah,
stayed
this
to
is
myself
a
the
bit
rest of the
like
ride.
That Momo,
So just to
I
be clear, you're saying he knew that he knew what you were,
Right.
and he come and try using it.
Correct.
So at the time, he knew, but your family did not know.
Correct. With that being said, after that trip, I think we stopped at his house in Delaware, where I think we met his wife or whatever the case is. That day, he went about his way. We went back home, whatever the case is. A couple months later, almost a year.
They said that you should clear it up. Were you 17 or 16? Because they heard at the time when you met him, you were 16.
I was turning 17.
Okay.
So, with that being said, and I said 2016 is when I met him and when I went on the trip.
Right.
The whole incident to where everything happened, it happened later on in 2017 because we seen him again. My mom was
So he molested you in 2017, but you met him in 2016. But you're getting there to the story. We just want to clear that up.
right. I'm just trying to explain
How
the little things that happened that led there.
Okay.
With that being said, there was an incident to where me and my mom, we fell out, and we was talking for like 6 months. One day I got called over to my mom's house because my mom we lived at 2 separate houses. Like, if you know, well, most people that know where I'm from in Brooklyn, where my family stayed at. So I got called over there. He was there. My mom was there. My best friend, a tattoo artist, was there. We was all getting tattoos. I didn't get one or whatever. That's the same time my best friend got a tattoo. My mom got a tattoo. With that being said, the night was getting low, and at the time, I guess he wasn't gonna drive back to Maryland or wherever he was staying at the time. So he was trying to find a hotel. With that being said, my mom asked me, which at the time she didn't know how I felt towards him, because after that first incident, I tried to make sure like I always stayed far. I ended up having to basically show him where the hotel was, or drive with him to go to the hotel, and he was supposed to basically Uber me back home. We live in Brooklyn, past the hotel in Brooklyn, and we ended up at a hotel in Queens. With that being said, when I got him to the hotel, I was like, okay, so am I going back home now? And he was like, no. As far as like the in-between conversations, like it wasn't much of it because it was nerve-wracking. It was like, I was told to drop you here. Me knowing how it was or whatever the case is, I necessarily didn't want to be around this dude at all. What made everything kind of transpire is because he told me that he was going to tell my family about me being gay. And for me and my family, that would have probably been the biggest, like, falling out. It would have been a whole issue. And at the time, I'm 17. I have nowhere to stay for my own, whatever the case is. With that being said, one thing led to the next, to where it's like I wasn't able to leave or get home until I did what he told me to do. Even straight
So
down
when you got to the hotel, you said you weren't able to leave?
Yeah, like we was in Queens at the time. Like my mom, she had gave him money because she was giving him money as well. So I was the one that had the funds on me.
So your mom gave him the money?
Correct. And let's just point out, like my mom at the time, still at that time, she didn't know anything that was happening. So one thing thing led to next to the point where it's like
He molested this man.
he did what he did, and I don't know why people would think that I'm lying, because for me to sit here and make up such a drastic story is ridiculous.
What did he
Even
do?
to the point,
You say he did what he did, but please tell the world what he did to you.
so he raped me, like he molested me. Like,
It's gone to
it
blood.
was to the point where it's like, even before
This
he
is
started it,
serious.
he was trying to find a condom and couldn't find one, and he reached for a plastic bag.
Plastic bag.
What?
Like what?
I don't get how y'all can sit here and say shit like that. Like, first of all, my mom didn't know what was happening. My mom found out. My mom didn't even know I was gay. My mom didn't find out that I was gay until years after
God
the situation.
Almighty, man. God Almighty. The blood of Jesus is up against that man. May I tell you, hey, we said this is a spiritual warfare. I mean, I tell you this that about the devil, but the blood of Jesus is against that man. He held you down and raped you.
And there's a few things that, so what made me kind of keep quiet about it, aside from my family or whatever the case is, it was like his way of trying to keep me quiet about the situation at the time. I think after the situation, he had sent my mother money to give to me. Like he just went on like it wasn't an issue. He was texting me, still trying to talk to me or whatever the case is. And it was just like, for me, I was just traumatized that it happened because, yeah, I'm gay, bisexual, but I didn't ask for this man to do what he did.
So he knew that you were gay or bisexual, and he took that to his advantage because you came from a Jamaican household. So he know you wouldn't want to talk about it.
He knew I didn't want to talk about it because when we was in that Miami trip and he pointed it out, the whole conversation that was had in that gas station was the fact that I did not want my family to know about it. I didn't tell my mother about it until a year and a half after I came out to my mother. I came out to my mother after COVID, the end of the 2020, 21. And then I didn't speak about that situation until after. And I just spoke about it because growing up, it was stuff to where my mom went through something like that. So when I felt comfortable enough, it was like she was the only person I could talk to about it. And I wasn't talking to her about it to sit here and go through all of this. I was talking to her to get it off my chest. See, everybody, if people know that my grandmother, my family that I come from, it is strict. Certain things they don't play with.
No, so I understand. People who's not from Jamaica may not understand what a Jamaica me come from. So I understand what you mean when you're saying you come from a strict family who would probably be against, who you are. So I understand, I get it. And that's why even me as a Jamaican woman who's always advocating and fighting for my fans who are gay, I'm happy you found comfort in me to want to talk to me about it.
And one of the reasons why I even choose to speak up about it now is because, like I said, I didn't want anyone to know. I wasn't ready to sit here and talk about this. When this came out, the person that called me was a family friend, and what she was speaking, it made it seem like she knew what happened. So I felt a little comfortable telling her, but I didn't know I was being recorded. I didn't know I was going to wake up to my voice all over social media.
Yeah,
I
that's a
didn't sit here and
mono.
ask for this. I kept that shit to myself for years because I know how it is. People speak up, and the first thing is I'm looking in the comments, it's like, yeah, I'm gay, but that don't mean that's the right for me to be molested or
It's not
raped by somebody.
It's not. It didn't give him any right to rape you, and I'm so sorry you went through that as a child. I'm so sorry.
My thing about it, while I'm speaking about it now, is because with that recording that's sent out because I did not sit there and know that she was recording me. So with that recording and everybody coming up with their own assumptions and dragging my sister and my mother in it, and it's just like, my mother really ain't know. The same people that he just paid to go see my grandmother. My grandmother didn't know until yesterday. I begged my mother not to say nothing because I didn't want to go through this. I'm a very quiet and reserved person, and this is a lot of attention for no reason. And not for no reason, but it's just like, I refuse to sit there and have what was done to me twist and turn and chopped and screwed when that wasn't how it is. He knew exactly what he did. And it's like, if he's doing it to other people, why is it so hard to believe that this is something that he did? Like, at the time, he was using my mother for money, so he kept her close. So he was making sure he was in her ear.
I want you to say that, just that one line again. He was using your mother for what?
He was using my mother for money. When she stopped sending the money, he got irritated. And that's around the same time when he was sitting there blasting and going off like...
That's what he goes around and do to people. He did the same thing to me.
Anybody that
realize that he's a liar and he's a manipulator.
We're doing good. Thumbs up the live and share it
He wants to tarnish you. When he can't have his way with you, he try to tear you down.
And anybody that know me, I didn't do this. I'm not doing this for no recognition or no money. If that's the case, I would have did this when it happened. But everybody that know the family that I come from, my mother got money. My mother loaded. Same reason why he wanted to be around her. The same reason why he wanted to sit there and be close. I just don't like how it was approached because I feel like if that same person that recorded me would have just pulled me aside and called me and be like, yo, so he did this to a few other people. Like, you feel like you're ready to speak about it? Let me decide what I want to talk about. It's my pain. It's my trauma.
So you kept that pain and you didn't talk about it. It was until that the recording that I played with the person that you didn't know.
I woke up and I seen the recording all over and people DMing me and this, that, and the third. And it's just like, where is this coming from? And this is exactly why most people don't get up and talk about certain stuff that they go through because it's always like, you can't put a time when somebody's going to speak up on their trauma and when they was hurt, when they was put in a position where they, bro, like, and then knowing that you gay on top of it, ain't nobody gonna believe you, ain't nobody gonna sit there. Like, it took me a time to tell my mother, and
so why don't you go
it was
to
a
the
process
police?
because first I had to come out and tell her that I was gay. And I did that because I couldn't live with knowing that I don't like when things are used or held above me. Like, I understand what everybody was trying to do with the recordings and stuff like that. I just felt like I should have had the space to properly be able to do this and explain what it was because I wasn't ready. This recording surfaced months ago. I've been blocking and removing people from my page because my peace is getting disrupted. I had to move. I moved from New York to Florida. When this recording came out, it was in Florida, and when I figured out, somebody mentioned that he lives in Florida. Where you think I'm at now? I moved. The whole point is to stay away from this man, to stay off his radar. I have him blocked on everything for a reason.
What has your life been like after he did that to you? Why do you keep moving? Are you still afraid of him? Because I'm here to tell you. Let me tell you something. I'm here to tell you there's nothing to be afraid of. He's a liar. He's a scammer. He ain't no fucking Obia man. He can't do nothing. He's not talking to no spirit. There's one God. Do not let him put no fear into you.
Now that I'm older,
don't let him put no fear into you.
Now that I'm older, I realize what you're saying. But when I was younger, and him prophesizing certain things and predicting certain things or being right with certain things, it made me
predict that you are going to get the strength one day to come out and talk to your truth. Did he predict it?
I don't think he ever thought that I would have came out.
Okay. Don't let him tell you him can predict nothing because he couldn't predict his own future. He never predicts when him come out on social media and try to go up against me that all of this would have come back around at his footstep. He never predict this. He used What he, because let me tell you something, I met that man as a pastor. I tell people this already and I don't know if they believe me. Meet him as a pastor Smith. And he came around me and he tried to manipulate people's mind. All of the people that is picking up for him, it's because the same thing he did to you, he's doing to them, which is telling them things that they believe it. Say, oh, you're my prophet, you can't see things I see in the future, I'm a spirit. You're my older man, and I want him over me, so them I pick up for him. He uses that as his power. Don't make him make you feel like, say, if he be the presence of spirit, what make the spirit can't do nothing for him? Don't make him put a fear in you move up and down and afraid and him can't do nothing to you. God is above mankind. You hear me? I've never been, I'm telling you, say,
Just people just gotta understand sometimes when it comes to certain things like this, there's a lot more that comes to it than just speaking out. It's the embarrassment that comes with it. It's the shame. It's the hate comments. It's people sitting there telling that you're lying. Like,
let me tell you something. I don't know you. I can see the hurt in your eyes. I can see the embarrassment, but there's nothing to be ashamed of because you were molested as a child. It was something that was taken from you. It's no, you didn't have control of it. It was nothing that you did to yourself. But now that you're older and now that you're wiser, now that you're a man, you know what I'm saying? Now you're speaking your truth and you're living in your truth. Don't stay home and make nobody make you sad and depressed. This is your truth. This is your story.
Shut
So I'm
up.
happy
Here,
that you were willing
facts.
to tell
And
your
like up
story
that
for
video here,
yourself.
please and thanks. Top right hand
And
corner.
share it for the
I'm
world to
sorry
see.
that you didn't report it because people like that deserve to be off the
Top right
streets.
hand corner.
if I would have said that then reported it, my whole family would have found out, and it would have been big. It's sad to say, and it's not a bash against my family, but they really do look at how they're viewed. So not only would it put me on the spotlight, but it would have put a spotlight on my family too.
So you want over there, 50th, 20th, somebody.
Literally, my grandmother didn't find out this until yesterday. The only person that knew was my mom, and the same person that reported it, me and my mom, was my mom's friend, and I really thought we were, for me to then open up to her about that, I thought we was on a different level. You know, I didn't expect for this to happen. This was not.
I'm proud of your, big up to your mom because I'm proud of your mom for supporting you. Like for, you know what I'm saying?
From I told her she's made it easier living with that because it's easier to relate.
I feel like you still should report it. I feel like if you put it into the law's hand, they will be able to pull the footage from that hotel. I feel like you should still be able to report
like,
it.
These simple things like that, footage, camera, all of that can be pulled up.
Yes.
Thing that I don't have my other, like the phone that I had back then, I don't have it no more. So even the messages between us and stuff like that.
And there's one time you can see and hear the hurt. True, man, you can see same earth
All
for
of what
you.
you're saying, you may not be able to get it back, but once you start that case, everything will come full circle. The police have a way of finding everything. That's not even your worry. Your worry is to make that first move of reporting it.
Do it, boy.
Did it, man, did it must come down. Did it, did it must come down.
I just feel like it has to stop.
Yeah, man, it's a
It has to
stop.
stop.
Multiple people are speaking about the same thing with this dude. And these are all the people that he's been around. You can't all be sitting there saying the same thing about the one person.
And there's so many other people who's afraid to come forward and speak.
I was scared too. I got forced to come out and speak. I wasn't ready to speak what happened. And I know that I guess I probably made you look bad, but it's what I went through.
This the time
So
for the gay
it's
community
like,
to come
I
out and
won't,
talk
and I'm
is
not
very
gonna sit there
scary.
and let everybody lie
It's
on
violated
or try to twist and turn what I've been
time.
through. Like, I have no reason to be sitting here and lying. These stories that everybody coming up with is real far fetched. Because even as far as my mother in Jamaica, like when me and my mother went to Jamaica, we wasn't dealing with this man. We stayed on a villa the whole time. It was me, my cousin, my sister, and my aunt that live in Jamaica. The second time when my mother went to Jamaica and she happened to glimpse him in Jamaica, I was living in Miami. She was there with my best friend. I wasn't even around her at the time.
What has your life been like after he molested you? Do you live in fear? Like, do you feel like?
I feel like
how are you mentally? How are you?
The fear part of it only comes when I find out that he's even, like if I find out that we in the same state, it bothers me. If I find out that he has access to see my day-to-day, it bothers me. At the time, I couldn't really do nothing but push through. Like, at the end of the day, people that know me that regardless of what I go through, I'm going to still get up and still prosper and still push and do what I have to do.
Archie molested you, so I'm just saying, I hope people who know you and when they see you, they refer to you as a hero because that's who you are. This what you're doing is brave. Ain't nobody gonna come out and put their face on social media and talk say, oh, a man molested them. So RT molested you, I didn't feel live in a shame. You don't feel hold on your head and live in a shame. He molested you. RT is the one that should be behind bars. Be a rape you at your age. He's a pedophile. We tell people that's a never talk about, oh, whatever, but you're living in your truth. Now you're a hero for all the other people that did it, and I hope the other people that he did it to is willing to come out behind you and speak the truth because of more than one person do it to. So don't make no man make you walk and live in a shame, and him should have live in a shame.
It's easier said than done.
So that's true.
But like,
that's true.
People don't understand when stuff like that happens, it plays with a part of you because as a man, like, I'm supposed to stop things like that from happening. I'm supposed to be the person that's not the other way around.
Well, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for making it this far with that happening to you. And I don't feel like you should live in any shame for your truth. This is your story.
Triple one unexpected. Exactly what you say.
I don't want to keep you. I know today's Sunday. Do you want to say anything else before we go, or?
I just I like my peace. I don't like to be bothered, and I feel like having to talk about this repeatedly, having to go through this over and over again, it puts me back in that headspace. Like at this point, I know what I need to do in order to deal with it. I just
Finally.
nobody pushing or forcing me. Like I want to move on my own speed because it's mine. It's like nobody's not gonna understand how I feel when I get up and I go to sleep. Like,
well, thank you for being so brave. You made the first right move of openly want to talk about it. Because you know, when I live with it and I eat you out, and you know, RT is a monster. He's a demon. You are not that person. He must live with him, demon. He's the devil himself from the pit of hell. So do not let that man let you live in fear.
This man need protection from some FBI or something.
But again,
Simone him look
I
scared
love
for
you.
true.
I don't look at you any different or any less. I love you equally, just the same as would I love any of my other besties or stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I'm here for you. Now you have my number, so we will talk. Well, publicly, I just want to tell you that you are brave. Like anybody see you, that's the energy that they need to give you for being brave to come out and be a voice for the voiceless.
I appreciate it.
I'll call you after this, all right?
All right.
Thank you.
Spice. Janu Star. RT Lion. Mighty God of Daniel. I stand with him. I read what the comments I say for Spice.
There's someone on TikTok named Beno or Beno, I think.
Thank you.
Never met him either. But I'm going to choose my
Beno.
platform. I'm going to advocate. I have a platform that you wanted. You
If
are
you know what she talk about, go up our channel, go back down and you see him.
But never use it and do God work. You wanted my platform? Okay.
Jump
I know
scare
you getting it.
out.
Look at
Psalms
God.
140.
Just look at God.
Look at God working.
TikTok, God damn, 4,800 hours on the sea and look on the whole story. Long them, big up yourself. Pretty down my boss, Oiko. Big up yourself. Right, there's some blank dead that you need to go live with too. Come see I'm there on TikTok and say, RT, I tell you if you say you're there with me, you never meet me yet. We only glad people see, say there's a God and see everything on the truth full circle. And see say he's a liar and he's a wicked. So all of the people that was still up on top about, oh, RT, I want RT because we're not living in fear. We don't need to stop it because of God. Okay? Remember say one God. You can't say that this thing for a true thing. I think that's how this thing I go. All of all living in fear because of this man. Remember say God is a jealous God. There is only one God and a two God and a three God. So you can't say that man manipulate, you know. So you can't say that. Me ever do it, you know. A man run out and try to tarnish me and him tell lie and him spin and him go, but we live to see with the two eye. Say God is above man. That me I tell you now. What's the name of that? I just want to big him up. I just want to say I am proud of him. I don't care when another one say because someone on the internet you know hypocrite. You know hypocrite and you know want to talk the truth and you know see the truth in front of the eye and you know want to talk it to not hypocrite.
Boy.
You look boy is a hero. Whether you want to say someone not talk about gay this and gay that is not the point of the story. That's not the point of the story.
All the people are IT read up.
They are not. The little boy was molested. So because he was molested by a man and him again, we don't look at it the same. Raping is wrong. Man or woman. You know, when you have me on the internet and we talk about say we change the story with Danger because when it did happen to Danger, she be the text side with. As a woman, we never take side with the man. And me tell her, say, come report it. Same thing when I tell that person, it needs to be reported. Me tell her to report it and she never report it. She never report it. Me take my mouth and publicly step on internet and me tell her, say, you never report it. And if you rape you, me say, if your baby father rape you, to go to prison. That me tell her,
IT did it
and she never report it.
I never say really use bag.
No, when evidence nothing, she left it, she never reported it, and when the story come out, she act as she turn on for me, like me, you rape her, like I made a something to her. So
It's serious.
pick and choose the side.
Let's go on live
for
for the video.
As it is. Truth is truth. Somebody said, we know why she don't want to report it. The truth is the truth. We don't care who do it. So that's
story. Me switch my story to come here and say, but the man brave here, you know, have a problem. You notice what the man do? That the guy will just come out. He attack him accuser. The man break you and you attack me. Forbes is a hero. Forbes, him is a hero and it should be addressed as such. We're not supposed to see Forbes in the street and make him a walk with his head down. We're not be proud of that man. You know how much he take out of him to come talk a while ago by his in public space? You know how much he take out of Forbes a while ago to come out and speak with him face and an image. One of plaster all over social media. Make sure when you put this up and put up the boy where I talk. When you talk the Forbes, he is a hero. Well, come out and defend so much of our boys that's being molested. And it's happening within the now home and somehow they don't want to talk about it. It's happening in the home and we don't want to talk about it because we live in this shame. The people, anybody will come from LGBTQ, who don't put this shame on them. Like God who the phone life to live and God give them for them life to live. When God come, God now ask you, your brother, your this or your that. God ask you about you so you can't live your life for other people. So if a man take up his own life and choose to be from the LGBT community, that's a field problem. That is not your problem. I saw it turn down for me when they go perform for my fans them. And I go ask me to go perform a certain place. Like that I go ask me about them or no. But let everybody have their own life to live. So nobody come see the boy and talk about say, if you walk around. No, that is how the man, it happened to him when he is a boy and now he is a man. And he might do manly things. You know how much you take out of him? You know how embarrassing in public is? You know how it probably come off of this and they woman cry right now?
Yes, rats.
Someone said if he continues with this as gays because he was. It's not right, it's wrong. And all of the people that were supporting supposed to be shame on themselves. And this police system you want to have a come talk about when things they report 24 hours fuckery. A foolishness. Somebody said the man is brave indeed, he's traumatizing. We don't need to change the law and stop talking about when somebody no report something within 24 hours not make it happen again. Them a case that we look into. Them a put the people that go pull up the Mr. When the little boy tell me this morning, me I tell him me in a pain. Me in a tears. Yeah. He is brave. Of course he's brave. Somebody say him still can't report it. Or them pull murder case all 30 years after. Of course. Me telling you say RT, let me explain something to you because so I see how they when ignorant and like how my things we never remember me talk. Me say RT go around and meet these people, then they manipulate you and tell you all kind of evil things because all of a sudden everybody else is over here, you know, when it comes down to him, everybody else is over here, everybody else has the something. But when he realized that him cannot manipulate you, him go up against you. When RT realized him can't use you and he can't manipulate you, him have a problem with you. And the only thing him decide to do is to tear you down when he cannot control you. Just like when he come around me and when he sit here, me the too smart for him. And he couldn't manipulate me and he couldn't control me no further. He come out, come make up all sorts of lie and evil. But guess what? Who no did believe him? Who did believe him? Somebody says, I don't even know,
Yes, I've
no, I
been
can't
away.
add it to the TikTok. If you notice, the host and the guest is locked. Remember me just start up on TikTok, you know. So that's why we go
on Tuesday, I go on Instagram, I have over 6,000 over here, and 7,000 over here, so 7.5K people over here, so and 6,000 people over here, so. But I'm continue to come and talk about you because you love the limelight, whether good or bad. But I have a platform, I'm never use it for God. God never use it for you. He want me to use it for you. You come and come tell me, say me if you come on, come tell people, say you're a spiritual advisor. Me, Gracie, we love God so. Me sorry, we could have gone against God for you. And when you come up against me, God said to be silent. You see, when he come out at the time, when that little boy they afraid, he wouldn't talk at the time, you know. So me I show you the revelation of God, and we don't want to talk about God. We don't want to talk about Jesus. Me I show you the revelation of God, that's why God said you need to be silent, because when need it be, they come out in the 2020, come talk. We know that's the lie me I said, so we never see it for themselves. But it come back full circle now today when the little boy when they afraid, brave up now, and he's a man and ready to talk. And we don't want to talk about God. All we do the see it, we do the guys are one God. And my God mighty and powerful. We don't want to talk about God. Makadai man.
God.
Makadai man.
What do you say they got to talk about Makai now?
The internet are crying. Oh, this not see this, we think this and see this. Oh, the little boy dance, so they can't see me by myself. And little boy, they panic again. Maka, man, they see up on the internet are crying. And the fact that me talk about God, me going to include you in that sentence because me talk about the power of God and how God is able to manifest things. You should, when me see you cry, Maka, man, and you say somebody are over you and people are hold you down and never back out food. If anybody is willing to talk and be truthful, them can tell you, say, there was a point in your career where you did a run the place, where your catalog did big. Me never bigger than you, me never hotter than you. Me remember it clearly because at the time when you are run the place, I never have a hit song. Why is it that nobody never did over you then when you did act? I'm near Makadai man, I'm money yo, and it was all about you. Why is it that nobody never did that over you then? But now that it's not so much about you again, somebody's over you now. Why? I never say nothing about you, I never call your name. You insert yourself into my situation. Maka, you take yourself and you put yourself in my cup of tea. Never call your sugar, honey, nothing, you're not seriously, you're not Milo, you're not, me never put you in a tea, none at all. And you insert yourself in the situation, they turn around and cry. And the power of God, when we want to reveal to you, so you come out, come talk about the power of God, is that RT did the same thing to you, he manipulate you, so you believe that he is not spiritual man. Maka diamond, when you did clean out your closet, because the RT sent me the video and tell me, say, oh, me a fool. Look, Maka diamond, I do this, and me no want to do it. When you did clean out your closet, Maka diamond, you put the 42 candle in your closet. Did it work for you? That's all I want to ask you. Because we don't want to talk about my God and my Jesus and the power of God, and me are showing you the revelation of God, I reveal everything. Everything I come back full circle, and then boy, ready to talk now. But RT or molesting. So I'm asking you, Macadam, and a question, and I'm very calm. You're not going to come out, come admit it, you know, because nobody would have free if you come out, come admit it. But me and you know, so when me I say it's true, because you did it, and RT sent me the video, and we could have never in your house when you put the 42 candle in your closet and clean out your closet, take out every clothes out of your closet because you believe in that of you so much. When RT boss make you put the 42 candle in your closet, did it work for you, Macadai man? What did it work? Because it never work. He tell you, say, him gonna make you come take over, and you never take over. So did it work for you? You don't need glasses, this is there. I lie the man I tell. You don't need glasses, this is there. He's a liar, he is a manipulator, he is a user, he is a false prophet. So why you come out, come act like somebody out there you when you sit there, the man take you, use you, and spin you, and turn you into an idiot. And your sister never work. So oh, you come and believe now. Oh, you come and believe now. The man broke and that the man go on live and show you say, me and daddy and that baby
out and cry back for what? Nobody's doing anything to you. You need to stop. When they did have to run the place, Maca Diamond, you never have a hit song. Why are you doing this? When I see it, shake my head at me and say, God, you have to intervene. You have to intervene. Because it don't need rocket science to see this. It don't need no maths, it don't need no rocket science. Sometimes I don't know me sing them this last song because this a girl, this a woman of God, be so powerful. But the wrong to go in my Bible and fast and pray. And when me did there fast and I pray this man, maybe me know. Me telling us that me meet this man as a pastor. And he come and get licky off of me things them when me see. And he know me things them. And he feel like say I true me an artist, make me have the things them when me have and the things them when me achieve. So him start say my artist to him want sing. And me take up myself like I did that and carry me in a studio and teach him how to sing. He no can't sing one phrase. And that's what happened to me, me too enough. Me love sorry for people, me love help them. Me see my put out of something from talk about, oh, you have a quote. I want to remember say me have a under quote, so me have to go tell the people them the truth of how him really come to America.
Well, it's
One day
always
he did
RT.
know that when we put on swear say, I promise to say the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. I will have to be fucking honest and going come here. One day if he did know that part then.
Oh, it's a dirty man that make me cry yesterday.
Too little bit enough, and that's actually me too little bit enough. Oh, me I tell people me at me too little bit enough. That's what happened to me. All the while we try to get people them turn on against me. Smaka see one day come on and I remember when she had her birthday party. And we take up me 20,000 red limousine VR. Mr. Shabbat, we don't listen to story good because what we do, we try to hold a deep meditation and don't feed into the negativity. So a lot of times when people send me these negative stuff that people say about me, I make glimpse at it, but I will never sit and watch it. Because we know how me stay, never always try to come and defend myself. And true, who don't know some mistake, who don't love to pick for me and then turn around and say, Spice always in a bagga. Who don't realize say me create a brand when I work hard for. Me in this business from 1999, I work. What dance and I play and I beg people to play. Mr. Else never tell them the journey. Me I celebrate my album name, Mirror 25. If you've never tell them me 25 years, me can't talk about me 25 years because me talk about me pain and when me been through. And when me feel like this in a shame, I say, oh, me I talk about people business. What's my story? This is my story. This is what happened to me. 25 years in the business, remember when I walk and I beg people to clear me song. Pretty damn big of
Hello,
myself, love you so much, so we
pure
get people
life.
because
You
you know
tell
sometimes
wicked,
they
yeah.
inspire me and push me to go on.
Sticker girl say hi.
Remember Grammy morning when we wake up and Pretty Dan say, yes, Gracie, I saw we black girl this. Certain things want to speak in me, want to understand, say I want to keep me going. Because if you follow them
Nice.
people where have this hatred, when build up against me, Maka she see one go on Winford, but talk about the black one. But who never realized that the black one did never reach so far, and they did put a limit on me. So they know say me bad and me talented, but they don't put a limit on me. Say, yeah man, she black and tough, she now gonna reach the with butt right, yes, so when you don't see me pass, yes, so I'm gone.
Raise a big up yourself.
Who don't understand, oh, what are the power
Spicy
of
stuff.
God?
Sorry for people because people
The
not
power
good
of
there
God.
are crabbing and
A
barrel no
fasting
matter
and
what.
prayer.
Spice,
Look
I
here,
love
want
you.
to do and want to bring me down. Which artist from Jamaica want to see so much hate train come up on when they try to bring them down?
Oh
Answer
my
the
God,
question. We
play
have a
the
trivial
victim.
answer.
Shame it.
Who? Because when you say, I why they use the complexion and say me, I told me black. So, tell me, who in the business when they farm up and plat up against and click up? Because you see them a click up now, you know. People are come out from all walks of life that they never said nothing about. All of a sudden, who don't turn
Wicked and
artists, who are
layered.
sing song, who are do this. Did you realize from January I don't put out a song? Nothing from January, but all before that, I did not say a word. Everybody get them time and them shine, and I don't come out for nobody hype. I don't come out for nobody glory. I don't say a word. This is my first song for the year. And all of who come out now never come out before with a song. I want to not talk the truth. All of who come out now and I sing song on the tea at now make an old version I don't throw it off for me and seriously me have a look for them. There's not a record going to come out with a song before, but all of a sudden now come out with a song. And then when you see somebody holding the dog and I only know want to put in the work. You don't want to do no work. You don't lazy. You just want to wait till you see somebody. So I depend on somebody. You don't jump up.
I can fool some of the people, but not all dancehall is a double grown.
Bad mind is a terrible disease. Bad mind is a terrible disease. All right. Them love to tell me baga. You know, see them create the baga for no other artists. See them to come out, come defend themselves. Spice. Thank God. They couldn't buy out Pretty Dan until I said, ton gets the black one, yeah. But you don't see Pretty Dan attack and defend me. You swear, say, it's me. The woman does naturally have a natural love and respect for a black woman who have fucking struggle to make it. You swear, say, I'm me. All because of a bad mind. You never know that the black one did never reach so far. That is the problem. You never expect the black one never reach so far. And that's the problem. That is the problem. We now go live every day we talk about it, you know. So maybe I always have to go talk about Vegas. Let me talk about you and you become about.
Topic them must get enough
Hold on. Jesus peace, me didn't want to show the video. Oh, this is TikTok. Oh, them are get confused. Hold on. And two iPhone me they continue. Hold on. We didn't want to show the video, but this is TikTok. You can't show the video on TikTok on the phone. Lord Jesus.
Let's be real. Pretty than opinion can be bought at a price. Or them try to work for me
because all me for the song and decorate man. I want to show the video when Vegas did their DJ and I say, oh me do me breast and me do me body. And him all call me name, who me and talking the things that me live I talk, tell you who you say a spice, you that give me for spice. Vegas, when you did that song about me and my surgery, when you take my near-death experience and was trying to drag me down, you Vegas, you never did a chosen boy, big up yourself. You never bring me down. Just that no one know. Vegas, when you did take yourself and a sing song about me, say me do me surgery, me do me breast, me do me body. You never bring me down. But just so bad man, because man bad man you too, you know, me want to explain to you, know, because a bad man, I think bad man and jealous, you know, no watch nobody else frustrated, now bad man, they keep reaching out this situation, and fucking long and licky, you know. So Vegas, no want people to realize that man can bad mind woman too, and you bad mind. Speak when you sing your song, say me do me breast and me do me body, you tear me and drag me down over surgery. Your song never act like a cup of fucking tea. So now the tea come out and I burn up everybody lip. You jump now and have something to say. So your song never bust. I mean, no Vegas, you know, you don't really like woman, you know, because I remember say you're one the fuck by you come see the cocky and go in at the woman hole and come here come ball and tell me, you know, say the woman fuck by you. So you're not gonna like woman in the Vegas. Maybe make sure talk, you know. We already know you don't like woman. But me I beg you Vegas, leave me alone because you know me make your song where you do a degrade me never go nowhere. So now that my song, no one gonna come and lip. Everybody have a problem with it.
Oh, I get
You feel like you're gonna use me, you feel like say all I know we're in a studio now and big pussy Sharon. You hear me Sharon, not you Sharon Burke. Not you Sharon Burke. Not you Sharon Burke. Well you big face, you are damn white man.
Shelly.
artist. So it doesn't show no everybody will crawl from underneath the rock. I say, see me, hey, when me do this song, me never nobody do this song. And
Everybody
God
has
make me do
to
this song.
Shelly.
I'm telling you about the power of God.
Shelly crying.
Only now I realize
Jamaican sort
it's
yourself
a
out, still
strategic
talk.
thing where God make me do this song. Because everybody just a come
Guys,
out
check out the
from
description,
underneath where they did the
Remember, you can become a member of the channel. You can send a super chat to support the channel. And like the video or share it, anything.
That can't rap. There is an 8th train that is out for me because they cannot believe the spice reads so far. They cannot believe the spice is so consistent. They
Look
can't
at
believe the
spice,
spice
they're
killing and
not
the
worth
biscuit
her
today.
energy.
The one where they think they're gonna go with the black one. All of a sudden, everybody want to sing song. They never sing it January morning. They never sing it February. They never sing it March. They never sing it April. They never sing it May. They never sing it until me come out now with a cup of tea. Everybody want to sing. Pretty Dan, so much money you have? No, Pretty Dan. No, hey, hold on, the man. So much money you have, Pretty Dan? No, Pretty Dan, the boss. You got some pocket fingers here. Pretty Dan, no. The Africa teach me how to tap up my something. Africa teach me how to tap up my something. And how to use that TikTok. You can see the most something laugh and they get something laugh. We have to teach me how to use TikTok. Right in the backyard before my that's the problem. We don't have to go teach me how to use TikTok. We say hi to each other. 12K on TikTok, 6,000 on Instagram. Say hi to each other. Let me tell you the something. Make sure you support the songs that is coming out on this album, Mirror 25. We have something to prove to them that God is above man. When you see the album come out, you buy it. Don't just listen to the song then. I'm doing this independently by myself. No record label, no manager. Spice Official Entertainment. Mirror 25 is going to be a project to remember. Right now, the link in everybody, when you see the link, they want to click them and not take no buy $1. Because we have something to prove. We have something to prove that God is above man. Most of the people that will come out, we don't have to always to remember because we not talk or we not understand from the place that most of the people that come out are people that I once loved. People that I once loved. We don't realize that I friend them when they give me all to people that I once loved. I don't realize. I'm telling you, send off something there. Who could Sunday dinner and film dinner the parties. We don't realize the people are people that I once loved. Listen, them pick me and stay. Let me show you how them pick me and stay. Watch them. You saw them pick me and stay? Look what they left the fridge door open and gone. This me a talk about. They may pick me and some different set of picnic. I'm in a business with nobody business. Lord Jesus and peace. I want to say about who move it up. Lord Jesus and hi. It's a liar. YouTube.
No, we can't go play this, so we have to go mute it because I don't know YouTube and the copyright infringement, no people. So we're gonna mute it, you know, she playing the music.
YouTube Spice 2085 T.
Who for fridge bud, so?
RT.
Not RT and